that Maiyegun today, Maiyegun is live. And if you have done all of that, indeed, you can sit back, relax, and let's have a gist. It's an update. So this afternoon, I asked the Grok, an AI on X, to help me design an image of Nnamdi Kanu as a king. Yeah, put a crown on his head. Let me see what it looks like. And indeed, he gave me 4 different beautiful images. The first 2, the second 2. Now, why did I do that? I was trying to kind of get an image of a man that is so resolute in his belief that no amount of propaganda or intimidation, even torture or incarceration, has been able to actually change his mind or change his position in the last 6 years. In fact, let's say it's in the last 9 years, in the earliest, when he was first kidnapped by this man in Lagos in December 2015. And what was his offense? To those who care to know, number 1, Nnamdi Kanu has committed no offense known to any law. And that is why, you know, it has been so difficult for the supposed giant of Africa, Nigeria, to be able to actually convict him, except the social media and the media trial and conviction and the guilt, you know, the guilt verdict that they have been spreading, including those of you who have bought that severally for different reasons. The reason why they have not been able to actually convict him of any crime is very straightforward, because he's committed no crime. In the Geneva Convention, as they say, human rights is God-given right to start with. And every ethnic or tribal ethnic people in the world have the rights to self-determination, self-defense. But as we all know, the story behind this contraption called Nigeria, the vested interest, the interested party, who forced people who have nothing in common, forced them together to make up a country, and the purpose wasn't actually to progress them or better them or make them kind of pursue their right to happiness. No, it was a pure business arrangement. So asking for a peaceful referendum where people can decide if they still want to be part of an arrangement, a country or not, is not a crime. Not even in Nigeria. But because the owners of Nigeria and those who are benefiting from this rot, from this contraption, breaking up of Nigeria is like death sentence to some of them economically, especially those whose feeding bottle, like I said, those who are benefiting from this fraudulent arrangement. And the problem is not with those who are benefiting alone. In fact, you can identify those who are benefiting easily and say, oh, they are selfish, this and that. You see, those ones who are looking forward to benefit from this arrangement, from this one Nigeria, those ones who are not benefiting now, but they are looking forward to, like it is, turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. Those ones are even more dangerous. On the one part, right, on the one part, they will agree the marginalization of the Igbos in the equation of a power in Nigeria. They will agree. In fact, when it is politically kind of expedient, politically favorable, they will side and scream this marginalization. At the moment they are let in, given a seat at the table, then they can throw just anyone and everyone under the bus. So this is the story of Nigeria, and this is the story of Nnamdi Kanu, a man that defied all kind of human greed, selfishness, self-centeredness, to stick to his own strong belief, even when those who were supposed to be his own folks, right, the same Igbos, right, who have been the direct victims of this fraudulent arrangement called Nigeria, those self-hating Igbos have come for him many times. A lot of them, like they say in this modern parlance, pick me, pick me. They are those who are ready to do just anything and everything to placate or appease the owners of Nigeria, including denying their own ancestral heritage, being Igbos. There are those that believes that they have to do more, just like the blacks in America back in the days. If you are black in this kind of in this part of the world, right, you must know something. That is, you must do things like extra before you can be accepted. You must academically, you must kind of do extra before you can fit in. And then if you are given any kind of responsibility, you must prove your mettle, like extra to the extra mile before you can be possibly even like partially accepted. And there are Igbos in Nigeria who have made themselves those we call the house niggers back in the days in America. Those who are willing to lick every ass, okay, to bend every knee and kiss every ring in order to prove to the owners of Nigeria that they are not Igbos that they fear. You know what I mean? Like Akukomole in that Saheed Osupa's music, Kolo Kolo Kota. Now Akukomole is like this, you know, chicken. No, not chicken, like a cock. A cock with this red, what do you call it, in his head, right? Then you have the Kolo Kolo, which is the fox that actually eats chicken. But he's so afraid of a cock because of the red meat on his head, because he thought it's a fire. So there are those in Nigeria who kind of are also afraid of the Igbos, that there are also self-hating Igbos that want to prove to them that you shouldn't be afraid of us. I am not like the Igbos you are afraid of. I am very easy. Look at it, I can do anything. So why am I saying this? Or why am I kind of pointing this out? Nnamdi Kanu committed no crime, and I'll keep reminding you of that. The only crime he committed is to say there should be a referendum where people can decide if they still want to be part of this contraption or not. And there is no propaganda. There is no kind of, you know, lie in this world, on this earth, that they have not kind of like a deploy to destroy this Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB. And the full meaning of IPOB, for your information, is the indigenous people of Biafra. So he asked peacefully, let us decide if we still want to be part of this contraption or not. And he stated clearly why. Now, they haven't denied the profiling, the marginalization of these Igbos in Nigeria, to the point that some of them, the descendants of those who fought or who were part of that genocidal war called Biafra War, their descendants today will tell you Igbos will never lead Nigeria. Igbos will never be president of Nigeria. The Igbos can never be trusted with power, because their parents told them that, but their parents didn't tell them why they are so afraid of the Igbos. So, like I said, there are Igbos that wanted to be like, just give us anything. We don't want to be president, just anything. Just, we are willing to play balls. So the offense of Nnamdi Kanu is to say, no. If you call a country, if you say this country is our country, then we must all have equal rights in it without us having to suspect or keep suspecting one another. That is not a real country. Let's have a chat around it. And indeed, there will be Igbos who want to be part of Nigeria still. And there are Igbos who don't want to be part of Nigeria. That is not a crime. It is not. So Nnamdi Kanu was therefore called enemy or tagged enemy of the state. And like I said, you see those who want to have him like perpetually incarcerated or even killed, they are not just the puppets in Nigeria. There are also external interest, who have the vested interest in that contraption. Nigeria, there are vested interests as well. I mean, if you have been reading about the USAID, I bet some of this expose on the activities in in over 100 countries all over the world, including maintaining status quo, influencing and funding dictators and oppressive regimes, as long as it kind of abides or aligns with the USAID agenda. And I kind of suspect this, that very soon we are going to know that they are also interested in ensuring that the conversation around whether people still want to be part of this contraption or not, if they are not interested in funding, if they have not been funding the quiet genocide, massacre of the Igbos in Nigeria, especially in the last 9 years. I won't be surprised if the expose gets to that stage where, you know, journalists have been funded, like, to hide the atrocities of Nigeria, Nigerian army, Nigerian authority in eastern part of Nigeria. Make it look like the IPOB, a terrorist organization, right, that they are dangerous to the existence of the people of the eastern part of Nigeria. I won't be surprised. So, when they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, Nigeria violated an international treaty. Nigeria became a rogue nation that just believed that they could do anything. And in partnership with Kenya, even though Kenya later denied that they didn't even know anything, despite the fact that evidence of their involvement in extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. Now, since then, Nigeria has been losing in their own court, in their own country, where the right to, you know, fair trial is not guaranteed. So they locked Nnamdi Kanu up, and they have been doing a lot to build what they call an acceptable case against Nnamdi Kanu and against the IPOB. Today, there are those, right, even like I said, the self-18 Igbos. Some of them don't even live in Igbo land. Some of them live abroad, some of them live in Lagos. And if you read what they are practically saying about the IPOB or Nnamdi Kanu and what they are wishing on him, the level of hatred, then you can understand that the compromise, the compromise of the supposed, young, enlightened Igbos on this matter is so influenced by those who have been building this kind of, this kind of a case against Nnamdi Kanu. But there's something I have to remind you of. Before the escalation of insecurity in eastern part of Nigeria, in which we do know the people behind them, right? All the parties involved, including those who have publicly claimed responsibility. Before all of this, there was never a single case of an ordinary harassment, not to talk of any act of violence or kidnapping or attacks anywhere when Nnamdi Kanu was free. I will keep reminding you that. Even today, there are those who, in case if you don't know, there are those who are paid, especially on social media, to push the narrative of the insecurity in eastern Nigeria is caused by Nnamdi Kanu. Some are even saying Nnamdi Kanu misled our youth. He made our youth to make enemies of Fulanis. This is how you are going to identify those who are actually really sponsored to push the narrative that everything Nnamdi Kanu, everything IPOB, right, caused the insecurity in eastern part of Nigeria. And this is how they have been trying to build a false case. But you know something? We know those who have been politically sponsoring the insecurity in eastern Nigeria. We know those they hired purposely, right, to further create insecurity in eastern part of Nigeria. We even know a governor who is now a minister. They are met with Nnamdi Kanu in Enugu 7 years or so ago. And this is Devulumayi and others. Ogwai, Devulumayi, and others in the eastern part of Nigeria at the time. When they asked him what Buari sent them, right? That what could they give to him to make him drop this Biafra agitation? Because it's making them look so bad in the face of their puppet masters, the Fulanis in Abuja. True story. They called Nnamdi Kanu to a meeting in Enugu. And the guy, when he met with them, they were even surprised, right? That his demands were were supposed to be like so simple and ordinary. And none of his demands was personal to him. Like, I need to get this or I need to get that. Nnamdi Kanu made 11 or 13 demands, which, if I can remember correctly, included investing in the security of the eastern part of Nigeria to safeguard the ordinary folks, farmers, villagers in the eastern part of Nigeria from the invading Fulani terrorists in that region. Nnamdi Kanu asked that, you see this brain drain in the eastern part of Nigeria, where young people in the eastern part, young Igbos, have to go outside Igbo land to go and look for a greener pasture, must stop. You governors should invest in these young people. Open up the seaports, dredge the River Niger, create employment for these young people in the eastern part of Nigeria. Create an economy that will kind of like flourish and prosper the Igbos in the eastern part of Nigeria. These are just like, normal things that the supposed political class should be doing, by the way. And they were like, okay, so if we do that, would you stop asking for Biafra? I said, no. Okay. But there is something. We can slow it down and give you time to nurture those ideas, those developments. That was his position. 2 weeks later, they sent the soldiers to go and kill him in Afaraoku, in his hometown. True story. He escaped the assassination. And that was the moment he knew that he could not trust these criminal politicians. So if you are non-Igbo, for example, and you have this propaganda that has been fed to you that make you think, yeah, Nnamdi Kanu addressing your criminal leaders, whether your leaders are Yorubas, or they are Fulanis, or they are Hausas, or they are pastors, or your imams, guess what? Whatever you think Nnamdi Kanu said about your leaders, he has said worse about the Igbo leaders. He categorically called them out to the point that they were so dreaded of him. And that kind of brings us to the understanding that the reason why they said, they asked, that they begged Buari to get rid of him, that they are in support. True story. The attack on Nnamdi Kanu was not, even though Buari was so afraid enough of the name Biafra, that he reminded himself of it like an unfinished business. Still, the madman Buari didn't have the capacity. He didn't have the audacity to unleash terror on the young Igbos in Igbo land, or Nnamdi Kanu as a person, without the consent of the Igbo governors, the Igbo political class, who saw Nnamdi Kanu as a threat. And I will remind you this. There were some of them who actually publicly said, or in fact, publicly thanked Buari, because they said Nnamdi Kanu has become so powerful that the only thing he hasn't done was to call for their assassination. They were so afraid of Nnamdi Kanu that they believed that maybe Nnamdi Kanu will one day call on the people to kill them, kind of get rid of them. They were so afraid of him that when They attacked this home, killed 28 young people and their family dog. These rogue politicians from Igbo land, they traveled down to Abuja to go and thank Buari. Guess who led them there? Devil Umayi. That was the time I gave him Devil Umayi. So now, a lot of them at the time, they said they met with Buari Eye Service. That Buari said he will release Nnamdi Kanu, but Nnamdi Kanu must stop talking about Biafra. And they have succeeded to some extent. When I say succeeded, they've succeeded in trying to get the ordinary people to believe, right, that Nnamdi Kanu is a dangerous person. I mean, it's Nigeria, remember, where people would rather buy lies than to think for themselves. And when it is convenient, by the way, they will agree with you that the way they have treated this man is so wrong. On the other hand, when it is not sounding like in their favor, for example, whenever they're having elections, I have seen some obedient. This is kind of like the irony of it all, right? We have some Nigerians, so to say, right, that believes that, the way he's been treated or the way they have silently organized the massacre of the young Igbos in Igbo land is so wrong. They agreed. And that it should be released. Whenever their election was coming, especially their last election, when they started hearing what later came out as a rumor that, no, it wasn't like a rumor. In fact, a court actually ruled that Nnamdi Kanu should be freed and let go in 2022. Guess how enraged some of you obedient were? Because to some of you, releasing Nnamdi Kanu when election was coming was an effort. So that Nnamdi Kanu will say that there should be no election in Eastern Nigeria and therefore Peter Obi will lose. I saw all of that. And this is what I mean by the entire system has been so polluted enough that Nnamdi Kanu is always like a factor. That sometimes you probably just have to pick a side. And most of the time, it depends on what is in your favor or not. The injustice that they have meted at this guy, people with real human blood running in their veins will agree, right? That it's been so wrong. Well, it is Nigeria, a place where the injustice is the only thing that is so democratized in that place, so to say. Then the Igbo governors, the ones that you should probably call the bastards of Igbo land, the selfish criminals who are so afraid of their own shadow and their failure that when they made a deal with this guy, years back, before they send send their soldiers to go and kill him, it was Devil Umayi who read the who read a communique. And in that communique, if I can remember, I think I have a copy of it. Let me show you. Please don't block. You should come down. That is what I'm doing. Sometimes this is what I'm doing. Your Excellency, very dear host, the Governor of Enugu State, Right Honorable Buari,
Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Anambra State, representing the Governor of Anambra State, our brother Dr. Ken, the other two governors outside the country on emergencies, our very dear brother and the leader of IPO, Prince Nnamdi Kanu, our father, one of our fathers in Igbo land, Professor Ben Mwabeze, SAN, our brother again, Evangelist Elliot Boko, and the press. This is a communique resulting from our meeting today with the leader of IPO. So, communique of the Southeast Governors Forum issued today, 30th August 2017 in Enugu. The Southeast Governors today, the 30th of August 2017, met with the leader of IPO, Prince Nnamdi Kanu, together with Professor Ben Mwabeze, SAN, and Evangelist Elliot Boko. The meeting deliberated on a number of demands of IPO and noted their concerns accordingly. However, the meeting agreed that these demands by IPO should not be absolute. Rather, the Southeast governors shall immediately engage the leader of IPO, Prince Nnamdi Kanu, and the entire leadership of IPO to further meetings and dialogue with a view to quickening the resolutions of all issues amicably. And we also request from all concerns to give the Southeast governors the opportunity to
liars. Because just like 2 or 4 weeks after that, they sent the Nigerian army to kill him. And since then, Devalues, who bragged that they will create their own IPOB if Nnamdi Kanu will remain evasive and out of control for them, they will create their own IPOB that will now counter Nnamdi Kanu. That was why when Nnamdi Kanu created the ESN, he didn't create ESN to go after anyone other than they were like the forest rangers. Forest rangers who are meant to stay and be stationed in the forest of Igbo land and ward off the invading Fulani terrorists. Immediately, they attempted to kill Nnamdi Kanu and he escaped their assassination. Igbo land got invaded by these Fulani terrorists and the killing started in Enugu, in Ebonyi, in Anambra, in Abia, and Ebonyi, especially Ebonyi. In one of the videos where Devalues went on to go and commiserate with the people killed by the Fulani terrorists in one of the local government areas in Ebonyi, he publicly said they made a deal with these people that they are not going to attack our people again. And that he was so sad, he was so disappointed that they had to come back and kill over 70 people in that community that year. So Nnamdi Kanu started the ESN. Again, the shit-scared governors and politicians, they unleashed their propaganda against him and they launched theirs. Guess what? They launched their own. They called it Ebubeagu. Ebube lizard. Now, Ebubeagu was to do what exactly? Yes, I'll tell you. They were not to go after the Fulani terrorists. They were to hunt down every IPOB they know. Every IPOB or ESN member that they can find. That was their mandate. So they became the militia for the governors, hunting down IPOB. And if you go and check all of their online footprints, right, there was not a single Fulani terrorist arrested in any part of Igbo land by this guy. And guess who started the Ibubiagu? Devulumayi. Because in the memo that Nnamdi Kanu shared with them in that Enugu, in that August 2021 meeting in Enugu, he gave them the idea of starting their own indigenous security outfits, whose job is not to participate in the conventional security outfits wherever they have in Nigeria, but be stationed in every community who are like in the potential, who have the potential threats of the Fulani terrorist. They didn't touch any of those things. Nothing. Rather, they ran to Abuja to tell Buari to proscribe IPOB and call them a terrorist organization. Put together money, over $2 million, straight to Washington to go and see the lobbyists who can help them kind of push it in the Congress that IPOB is a terrorist organization so that they can have the license to kill everyone they accuse of being an IPOB. Do you know what an IPOB is? It is a community ground-up organization. It is not a social media organization. It is a, it's a community organization like your political parties, right? People meet. People were always like a meeting. People were known to be members of IPOB. Indigenous people, guess what they were discussing? They are always discussing their community matters, their problems, and the things that concerns every community. These are the things that they sit down to discuss. And of course, Biafra. I'll show you something.
Oh, you do I call. Oh, Mary, Abakare, Mama Daura, Unapuri, Mary, Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri, Mary, Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri, Mary, Nnamdi go onye du aimo o meri woni nizu mbiro ya Abakare Mama Daura Unapuri Meri Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Meri Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Meri Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Meri Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Meri Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Meri Nnamdi.
Did those people look like criminals to you? Were those not like everyday normal people? Right? They were just everyday normal people. But the propaganda out there is that Nnamdi Kanu misled our people to hate other people. Yeah, the self-hating Igbos. Nnamdi Kanu taught Nnamdi Kanu taught our people to hate other people. That's not the truth. That is what scared the shit out of them. That's exactly what they have been working day and night to destroy. How did he do it? They don't know. But those are the ordinary people. Ordinary, everyday, ordinary people. Business guys, what do you call them? Working class people, farmers, traders, elderly, young people, middle-aged men and women who were there to discuss the issues concerning them. And at the same time, discuss what they would love to see in a Biafra. They were not warmongers. They are not terrorists. So this is how you get to understand how it became easier for the Igbo governors, Igbo politicians, to organize their own militia, Ebubeagu, to hunt people down. Because these are like normal people. It is like some people coming together and say they are hunting down APC members. You will see your papa, you will see your mama, you will see your uncle, aunties, who are members of PDP, APC, who goes to meetings to discuss political stuff, Abi. That's exactly what every community was like in the time of Nnamdi Kanu. There was not a single harassment anywhere. There was not a single report of criminal activities anywhere. And that's right till today. Even when they claim to be arresting kidnappers in the eastern part of Nigeria, they have not been able to parade any single person to say this is a member of IPOB or this is a member of ESN. No. That was what they tried to take away from you. The facts of the matter, they don't want you to feel, to see. Because they needed something to justify the reasons why they are carrying out extrajudicial killings in the eastern part of Nigeria. And then put it on Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, Nnamdi Kanu caused it. Oh, he's the one. He's the one that is talking about Biafra. If he's not the one talking about Biafra now, there will be no python dance. There will be no military in our region. And this and that. Self-hating Igbos. But the man is unperturbed. He is unperturbed. He is so resolute in his conviction that he told them, even if you kill me, there will still be many Nnamdi Kanu that will emerge as long as this injustice continues. And he is right. Even if you kill him, there will be more. And guess what? There will be brutal Nnamdi Kanus that will emerge. There will be. So it became so difficult that it is like a poison chalice for them. Some of them who are like, when it is politically convenient, right? They are demanding for his release. So Nnamdi Kanu said, I've done nothing wrong. If Nigeria is a country that has rule of law, by now, Nnamdi Kanu won't be in any prison. Do you know that? Do you know that? That it is only in Nigeria that after an appeal court gave a judgment, the Attorney General of the country begged the court to stay execution in executing that judgment, only to go to Supreme Court, who indeed was supposed to actually say, oh, yes, no. But rather, they said no, yes, yes, no. Inconclusive. Only to send the case back to the same judge, Binta Nyako, the same compromised judge, who was given a script on exact thing, that they wanted her to do to this Nnamdi Kanu. No evidence, no trial, nothing for real, just a conviction. Sentence him to death. She couldn't. Unfortunately, she couldn't. Now they had to send it back to her. So last year, Nnamdi Kanu had to force her to recuse herself because she's compromised. So when it was too much for her, she recused herself and said, well, I don't want to be part of the case anymore. Guess what? The vested interest, the president of the Court of Appeal in Nigeria insisted that no, she must continue with the case. In law, there is something called recuser. You can recuse yourself, especially if you have been found compromised, that you will never give any fair trial, fair judgments. You have to excuse yourself. Another judge should be assigned to the case. But no, the appeal court or so president insisted that no, she must continue. Go back, you must continue. And since then, it's been adjournment indefinito, which means we don't know when we're going to converge again. We don't know when we're going to convene again. Until yesterday. Before that same yesterday, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers filed the case to say Nnamdi Kanu's trial should be transferred to the eastern part of Nigeria. They won't let him go to prison, but rather he kept in the DSS dungeon, where some people are milking. They are milking his detention. They are making so much money from it. They can't kill him. They can't let him go. They have sleepless nights about him. They are more or less like a traumatized of him, scared of what it's going to be like if he's no longer within their own, within their control. One single man. They're scared shits out of those who claim to be powerful people in the biggest black nation on earth. What an irony. Now, like I said yesterday, surprisingly, Binta Nyako now sent a memo and said she wants to see Nnamdi Kanu in court on Monday. Meanwhile, before all of this, should be when you accuse somebody of something, right? You have to bring your evidence. Guess what? They said to try Nnamdi Kanu, all their witnesses, they will cover eyes, or they will give testimony behind the curtain. I want to see the people who are going to accuse me of all this crime that you have accused me of, right? That you are charging me of. So I need to see them, and they should face me and say, like, okay, me, Nnamdi Kanu, right? I sat with them and I plotted this and that with them. If they are indeed honest. So they had to drag that for a while until Nnamdi Kanu actually defeated them, that their own appeal court said, return him back to Kenya. The extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu was so wrong that Nigeria was supposed to be sanctioned. You broke international law. It's unprecedented. It's unbelievable. But because Nigeria is not a real place, Nigeria is a crime scene led by different kind of criminals. They continue to illegally detain him. You need to remember this. Nnamdi Kanu in detention is an illegal detention. Trying to legalize it will not change that. Illegal detention. So everything, the appeal court said Nnamdi Kanu cannot be tried in Nigeria, in any court in Nigeria, until the process of extraditing him, which is renditioning, by the way, extraordinary renditioning, which is like kidnapping somebody and bundling them back, drugging them and bundling them back to the country. That is barbaric. That is criminal. You cannot try such person in any court in Nigeria. As lawless as Nigeria is, they said, you cannot try him in any court in Nigeria. You can't. I mean, I've said this many times, okay? Even you that is watching me, that disagrees with Nnamdi Kanu, you hated his guts. You just like, that's fine. Everyone can like, everyone can love you, everyone can't like you. But you still have to do things legally. You don't say, because I don't like Maiyegun, then the next thing, my rights should be taken away. I should be locked up somewhere illegally because you don't like me. That's not how the world works. No, that is not how it works. Because you see, injustice to anyone is a threat to justice anywhere. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. It will be your own turn tomorrow. Worse still, right? You will scream, you will cry blood. And that is how injustice works. You don't have to like somebody. You don't even have to agree with them. It doesn't matter. See, I don't like this and I'm fine. But when you say they should die in jail, you are just being barbaric, an animal. That's who you are. Because that is not how the world works or should work. I don't like somebody doesn't mean that they are guilty of anything. No. Not even when you have argued it out and you have been defeated in your own court too. In your own court. That's the point, right? I'm not saying you should agree with him. No. It's not compulsory. You don't even want Biafra. Yes, it's fine. That's how they see. In this world, right? Nnamdi Kanu himself said, there are those who don't want Biafra. They have the right to it. There are those who want Biafra. who also have the right to it. You can't say because you don't want it, and those who want it, they don't have the right to say they want it. The only thing that can settle it for everybody is what? A referendum where you can campaign for one Nigeria and others will have the same right to campaign for Biafra. And then one day, everybody will go out there and cast their ballot and say, I want Biafra, yes. I don't want Biafra, no. And if the no's have it, so be it. He said, I will go away. You will never see me again. And if the yes have it, let the process of the breaking up of the contraption begin. There is no crime in that. Referendum is not war. Those who are putting that war in your head, those who are making you feel so triggered, they are those who are benefiting from this contraption, not you. Because if I sat you, if I sat you down right now and say, listen, how is Nigeria benefiting you? You are likely probably never going to be able to say it. Nigeria is not at war. Hundreds of thousands of people are being slaughtered by terrorists who cannot be punished. Terrorists who cannot be tried. Terrorists who cannot be jailed. You are not mad. You are mad at someone that is asking for a peaceful referendum. Referendum is not war. You want to cause war in Nigeria. Are you not at war already? In 2024 alone, 614,000 Nigerians were slaughtered by terrorists. Even in Syria, they don't kill us that much. Russia versus Ukraine, they didn't kill that much in a single year. So if these criminals who are putting war in your head continue to lie to you, one day you will lie dead. You will be lying dead somewhere, in a ditch or somewhere, slaughtered and killed. And because to them, you are just a number. You are just a number. Referendum is not war. No matter how much scared you are, no matter how much unrealistically afraid that you are, you know? So now they want to see him on Monday. You know? It's so unfortunate though. Every time I look at those who are parading themselves as Igbo politicians, Igbo governors, spineless, crooked criminals, all for what? Because they want to be governor. Soludo used to visit him. Soludo would go there, take pictures. And then he made a 360-degree turnaround and said, the release of Nnamdi Kanu cannot guarantee any peace in Eastern Nigeria. Politicians. Because they want to look good. They don't want their puppet masters in Abuja, in Sokoto, in Niger. They don't want them to see them as enabling the idea of a Biafra. So they are to prove to them that they will do anything and everything to crush their own people. Don't worry, we'll do everything to bring them to their knees, sir. Sir, don't worry, there's no Biafra. We told you there will never be any Biafra, sir. Don't worry. We will kind of do our best. Because that's exactly what they are doing. And it is so unfortunate. No, it is. You know? I mean, I remember, I think it was last year when these same mofos met in Enugu as well. Remember this?
Are you ready? Yes, sir. A communique issued today, 2nd July 2024, by the Southeast Governors Forum. The forum commiserated with the government and people of Abia State, Buari, Imo State, indeed the entire Southeast region and Nigeria, and the family of Ogbonnaya family. The people of Ogbonnaya family on the demise of His Excellency Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu. The forum received the delegation of the former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR,
Chief Emeka Anyoko, GCON, and His Royal Majesty Igwe Emeka Charade, CFR, the Obi of Nature, who came on a solidarity visit to this forum. The forum deliberated on the reviewed report of the Southeast Security and Economic Summit held in Buari on the 28th September 2023 and agreed to implement the aspects of the report pertaining to security and the economic integration of the region, and affirmed its desire to put actionable plans on the key issues agreed. The forum resolved to visit Mr. President to discuss the pressing issues, all pressing issues concerning the Southeast region. The forum also deliberated and resolved to interface with the federal government to secure the release of Nnamdi Kanu, and the meeting adjourned whenever. Thank you. Signed, His Excellency the Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, CON. His Excellency Dr. Lex Oti, OFR, the Governor of Abia State. His Excellency Professor Chukuma Soludo, CFR, the Governor of Anambra State. His Excellency Right Honorable Francis Winfrey, the Governor of Igbo State. And finally, our host governor, His Excellency Dr. Peter Mba. Thank you all, and may God bless you.
Just for the camera. Behind the scene, they don't give a shit. They don't give a damn. They continue to persecute the IPOB members, persecute everyone that is associated with Nnamdi Kanu. Behind the scene. From Imo State to Abia, from Abia to Anambra, from Anambra to Ebonyi, and from Ebonyi to Enugu. And there are people who have become victims of the Fulani attacks, have received near zero attention, unfortunately. When it is politically convenient like this, right, they can always grab the media and say, oh, we are talking to get and discuss with the release of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader. Or fake, or fake. Because their worst fear is the free Nnamdi Kanu. If that Nnamdi Kanu is free and is pretty much still demanding for his Biafra, they have no idea what that will mean. And they are afraid of that, sincerely. Yeah. So Nyako, who from the blues wrote to Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers yesterday, demanded that Nnamdi Kanu must be brought to court on Monday. Okay, for what? Because the last time Nnamdi Kanu told her categorically that I am not defending anything because I've not got any case before you. There's no court that will try me, and I'm not putting up any defense. So she angrily said, okay, if you're not going to put on any defense, then so I'm just going to adjourn this case, sign down. That is until further notice. So Nnamdi Kanu sent a message out yesterday that nobody should beg Tinubu. Because if Nigeria is a country, it's a country that has a rule of law. All it has to be is that since it is a court case, right? All it takes is just for your court to follow your rules. That's all. Just follow your own laws, follow your own rules, and then watch everything sort itself. Nigeria is currently owing, in court judgment, Nigeria is currently owing Nnamdi Kanu over 3 billion naira. Do you know that? They won't pay it, of course. Even though Nnamdi Kanu said they will pay. They will pay one way or the other. Over 3 billion in your own Nigerian court. Do you know that? I don't know what propaganda they fed you. I don't know which one they are feeding you right now. And I don't know which of the ones you are still going to be fed again. But the truth of the matter is this. When it is time for them to present all this evidence and to use it to back up their own case against Nnamdi Kanu, they don't. They just feed you all of this on social media, feed you all this stuff, right? But when they go into their own court, present this evidence and say Nnamdi Kanu did this, Nnamdi Kanu did that, right? They won't, they can't. True story. And that is why majority of you who don't like his guts, you've already convicted him on social media. And that's fine. It is inconsequential. Some are so afraid, yeah, that they believe that, and it is kind of like a case of people who are so worried of the unknown. Some are saying, he don't get any influence anymore. That even if they release him, it doesn't have any influence. So yeah, you release him. Tell them to release him first. And watch how the people they have traumatized, bullied, massacred in the last 3 years alone, in the last 3 years, in the last 4 years, watch them roll out the red carpet, you know, the drums, and welcome their own golden son. Do you really think the terror that they have unleashed on the eastern part of Nigeria in the last 4 years alone, do you think that will be enough to stop those who knows what Nnamdi Kanu stands for from actually identifying with him? Asari Dokudump is walking about like the king of the pigs right now, making himself feel like an invincible, powerful militia, you know, lording it over the innocent people of the eastern part of Nigeria, perpetrating all kind of criminality and believing that he is so untouchable and so powerful. But they are so afraid of a man with microphone. Asari Dokudump is there with guns. He's got people with guns surrounding him and the rest of that, making himself feel so powerful, Abi, but they are so afraid of a man with just microphone. Nnamdi Kanu, the man that assembled over 10,000 young people, trained them, uniformed them, until the day he published the video of the ESN. Everybody was like, what? How did he do it? How did Nnamdi Kanu assemble this massive number of young people? Where did he assemble them? How did he train them? There were those who are still asking that question till tomorrow. In fact, it was believed that this was the moment that Buari and others were so concerned that they didn't believe the Igbo governors didn't know anything about what Nnamdi Kanu is doing. And they didn't. They were like, how did Nnamdi... Have you seen that picture of the video of the ESN? It's copyrighted. That's why I can show you right now. The last time I had it on the MaiyegunsDiary Politico, whoever recorded it reported my page. So I had to delete it. If not, I will show you the video. Thousands of young people. They didn't know how he did it. How did Nnamdi Kanu recruited all these people? And how did he train them and nobody, not even their Daura Secret Service, detected the movement, the assemblage? Nobody detected it. How did he do it? They didn't know. So Asari Dokudump can be presenting himself as one, you know, what did he call himself? A militant. Brandishing guns here and there. He is of no match to Nnamdi Kanu. I have to say this, if you care to know. He is of no match. A man so discreet, tactical, and so intelligent enough that he barely say it all. When he speaks, he doesn't say everything. In fact, what Nnamdi Kanu didn't say are more, they are more weighty than what Nnamdi Kanu says, even though he says a lot. That's one particular thing that people are still like. In fact, they were saying Israel. They said Israel. They said Nnamdi Kanu is working with Israel. That Israel was the one that God damn it, man. So they have every right to be afraid of the man. A freed Nnamdi Kanu is a danger to these little-minded men. And I can understand. You know? I can. It's unfortunate that he downplayed every security threat of him going to Africa at the time he went. And I'm looking forward to a day I'm going to ask him that why is it overconfidence? Is it just something that you did deliberately, intentionally, just to see how far these guys could go? Did you deliberately go to Africa to get caught enough so that you can actually be at the center of the whole war with them, so to say, like, let them capture me and let them do whatever they want to do to me, because that will bring you closer to your Biafra and what have you? I look forward to asking him that. Because he had all the security intelligence report to say, don't go to Africa. Don't, please. But he did go. You know? So on Monday, we are all going to find out why Bintan Yako decided to call for an impromptu emergency court appearance for Nnamdi Kanu. We want to know. Just like you and me. Asari Dokudumb, who is now working with Soludo. Initially, he was working with Oplesus Odingba of Imo, the Supreme Court governor of Owerri, right? Where is bragging on how he has been killing the young Igbos in the name of looking for the IPOB. He brags about that on social media. Can you believe that? Now is Militia. They are part of the recruited vigilante by Soludo. So a few days ago, they paraded some casual workers or laborers at a construction site. They said they were kidnappers. That they found their Ogbunigbe, Abina Ogbunigbe bomb. And they are kidnappers. But guess what? These were just mere construction workers. They were beaten up, and some of them were suspected to have been killed. Guess what? Just that yesterday, the families of these young men assembled to demand for the release of their loved ones because they were not kidnappers. You know, I have this suspicion anyway, and the reason why they always quickly go on to demolish people's properties because they call them kidnappers, you know, DBS, you know, these babalawos, right? So they said those who are like into this DBA in Anambra, they are into kidnapping. So therefore, once they point, and you see, this is one thing I have actually studied when it comes to the level of carnage that is going on in the eastern part of Nigeria. The same operational book, when Oplesus Odingba was using his own tiger-based murderous squad, they weren't going after the Fulani terrorists. They were categorically hunting down those they call the IPOB members, and wherever they could find them, including those who were like the Okoro Hausa's supporters. Once they grab anyone to justify them torturing them or killing them, they will say they were IPOB, ESN. And the same Oplesus Odingba severally said the insecurity in Imo State is not the handiwork of the IPOB. But yet, behind the scene, once they grab all their political opponents that they are torturing or killing, they will call them IPOB. They will even go and gather IPOB paraphernalia like flags, cap, you know, posters. They will put them around and say, oh, we attacked the base of the IPOB. No one to confront them, per se. Because, I mean, you probably have to quickly run away, because if they catch you trying to object to what they have done, they will call you an IPOB sympathizer, and you may go the way of the people you are trying to kind of stand up for. This has been the situation in the eastern part of Nigeria. And it sells well with the propaganda they have put out there. You know, Nnamdi Kanu caused it. Nnamdi Kanu misled our youth. Nnamdi Kanu is the one that's this. You get what I mean? In order to cover up the crime against humanity that these criminal politicians in the eastern part of Nigeria have been perpetuating. True story. So in Anambra, the families of those they paraded, I showed you the video a few days ago. Those guys, they blindfolded. These were construction workers, but they said they were kidnappers. Not that they found their victims to say, here are the victims, so they're kidnapped. Or here is what we found with them, like the ransom or something to show that they were kidnappers. They grabbed them at the construction site, blindfolded them, beat them bloody, and then paraded them as kidnappers to show that Soludo is fighting insecurity in Anambra. Listen to this family, who are now there like the family of the victims.
Because I know Iswafia, ebe be ife Kosiso, I know be this afternoon. Ono nanya ono for people in sorrowful mood. Ono na for the mother. Now the mom bo this woman no new. The father died 4 years ago. Grave in Yorubas. Now the elder brother. Nah, because if you make it go maka your brother.
We just wake up now yesterday. And my brother happened like ever since Tuesday.
Okay.
He just started work. He won a 100 and lot road.
Okay.
So eventually, what was there? Where they could see me.
Wow.
Even though area commander executor, we have to understand now since 4 o'clock yesterday. But everyone around 57. Wow. That is ever non-government. Still feeling down with a bomb.
Can by your brother Jibidol wow.
Almost, I'm going to feel like last 2 years or last year, I'm going to free. And I don't go to the now bomb for okay. I'm going to go like 5 years of the job.
Ask one all coach Kupa the all.
Yeah, all coach with the building and I do the all.
Okay.
So, but I want to do always with one engineer.
Okay.
Engineer, you have structure, do know. Only book all.
Okay.
So, you have structure, do know. Eventually, your meet is your guy.
Okay.
Now, my brother will all make blood.
Okay.
I negotiate your all. Now, guy, 10 day, all the Siaga was yours.
What is going on in Anambra State? They have put this family into a sorrowful mood. Yeah, be phenomenal by yeah, and the many Swafia. So, how they so painful. So, Kemaka, and where case you say cover the cops.
And the area command send this Monday in the police station on dog.
Okay.
Then we can book after those who were the song because since yesterday I can't watch
a so I can only load you now.
Even up to now. I didn't go yourself. All from area command carried not however.
Okay. So next time you're on a phenomenal Anambra State. It's a pity. It's a pity. Yeah, we saw Kaino. Yeah, we saw here. Now this is the house of the poor boy. Now Bamboko is low. It's just a pity. On the widow. She has tried her best to make sure that now also when I call out is dear. Debe. Oh yeah, them one. Look at you can see people in a sorrowful mood. Yeah, be phenomenal Anambra State. Yeah. I need to pray. It's a pity. I beg you to go up one neighbor. And I'm going to do the Then they've sent this family into early morning. Only for the younger ones. How can the family? Your father died 4 years ago.
Young men working at a construction site and others who are involved in metal works and what have you, they packed them up and they said they were making bombs. Ogbunigwe. And therefore they were kidnappers, they are criminals. They beat them bloody and they killed them. It's like a jungle justice like that. Because right now, they needed to send a message and make it look like a Soludo is fighting insecurity. Soludo is looking for kidnappers. And a young man whose father died 4 years ago left the mom and the other children. It's now a victim. Excuse me. It's not a victim of that Soludom's militia. They don't investigate anything per se. Once they point fingers at you that you are this, and they could do this, they can do that based on different factors. Once somebody suspected that, okay, you, right? Oh yeah, I'll show you. I'll just tell them that you are a kidnapper. Hello? I go in a chamber. I know a kidnapper here in Onitsha. So they'll say, I go in a chamber, will come around and they will drag you, they will beat you bloody. And they don't need any investigation. No. You are done for. But you see this man that I'm about to show you now, he's a lucky guy. His family was able to trace him. They were able to secure his release. And he's also one of those abducted by the Soludom's militia in Anambra. Watch this.
Oh, that guy, he lost. And they come back here. I wouldn't know pray for ya. Oh, but I go. I want kidnapper. I want a criminal. Yes. And I'm here. You know, you have home money about. Therefore, I welcome you at home. I go back to Congo. I want to na choke sisi emu ya na ogunka. I want na choke. I want ya na anu. Ya have ya sina na man na akpa. Onye na ekusi kwa ya eku ya buwa. Yes. Habo wazi akala. Habo wazi akala la na lo tele. Me wazi ni yule na ndo tu Soludo ndawo. Oh mo ni ane ko ya kata. Ndawo. Perfect gentleman. Ya na ba.
Yes, so he's innocent.
Yes,
he's a good man to us.
Onye ka ụlọ atọ egboro egbe bi unu unu na-agbagbu mmadụ anyhow unu agbagbu ụmụnne Soludo ngwa ga-akpanụ ụmụnne Soludo achịkọwa ụmụnne ịkpọrọ ndị Hausa palatara anyị n'okwu kara olu
all pastor anyway ya
jide ihe enweghị ihe o mere si na ọ nwere ihe o mere buru egbe na celebrate na local government elu
yes. Oh, Monia. Oh, Gomoro Namotia. Boya. Oh, a very good man. A very good man.
Send that 101.
I get them on. Oh, what do I want?
A lucky guy. I mean, at this point, you're just going to have to say, well, you are lucky. Because there are those who are not that lucky. They've fired them, they've killed them. And they died with the accusation that they were kidnappers. Nobody's going to find out. Don't forget that there is a pandemic of kidnapping in Anambra. I'm not saying that, the effort to try to want to keep the people safe, curb the insecurity, like it's a wasted effort. But jungle justice, extrajudicial killing, the supposed militia who are going to pick somebody up and say, oh, he's a kidnapper. And then hurriedly, they will demolish his house, demolish the properties. What should have been like an evidence center, right? To say, okay, we just got a kidnapper. So evidence, so this is a crime scene. But they don't do that. They are out to eliminate as many people as possible, like the Sakaba boys. Remember when Sakaba used to be Sakaba? Sakaba started as a form of, security to safeguard the lives of the Igbos. in eastern part of Nigeria. No, sorry, Sakaba. No, the Bakassi boys. I think they were called Bakassi boys, right? No, it's not Sakaba. Sakaba is a different one. Bakassi boys. Then suddenly they turned to murderous clique, butchering people, harvesting people's organs. They became a terror to the same people that they were supposed to protect. That's exactly what you are witnessing right now. It's happening in in Imo State. Now it is happening in Anambra State, Soludo. So that it's just luck. You can say, Mister, you are so lucky. Because those who are unlucky, they have been killed and they died with no evidence to say they are actual kidnappers or criminals. But the entire media settings of Soludo and others, right? They will push the agenda. And you know the irony, the funny, the not so funny, but the saddest part of it. As they are pushing the agenda of Soludo fighting kidnappers, they are now pretty much do you call them data boys or something? These social media influencers. They are pushing the narrative that the kidnappers are influenced by Nnamdi Kanu. It's all intentional. If you are very much present on social media, you would have come across them. They are influenced by IPOB. They are influenced by Nnamdi Kanu. And it is all intentional. It is intentional. I don't know who to report to, but ordinarily, right, the smart Igbos should be documenting all of these things. There are bodies all over the world that can actually take on these guys. There are bodies. If all these extrajudicial killings, state-sponsored killings, can be really documented, the victims, their names, and the place, the time, all these things happen, right? Document them. They will be held responsible sooner or later. I mean, it's unbelievable. Jungle justice in the jungle. The zoo, as Nnamdi Kanu will call it, the zoo. 3 days ago, we got a report that this young man called the Sea King, a TikToker, right, was kidnapped from Lagos by the Nigeria illegal police IG's men. And they said it's because he said something about their GO. Do you know that the police IG, the illegal police IG, Igbetokun, is a pastor in RCCG, Redeem. Pastor Ruga is the pastor in Redeem. Remi Werekwe, Rats, is a pastor. He's a pastor in Redeem. Who else? When you look at some of the rogues who are election riggers, they are members of a Redeem Church. And the Baba Gio woke up last year, sometimes in December, and said people should go and do fasting and prayer for 100 days. And yeah, people reacted. I reacted. Even though he has now come out to say, no, I didn't say Nigerians should fast and pray for Nigeria. I said the Redeemed Church members. It was my members I was talking to. So Sea King was picked up because somebody wrote a petition to the police IG that this young man said something about a roboye of Redeem. And therefore, he cyberbullied the GO of Redeem. A roboye. The first clip. And then the second one.
Pastor Adeboye, I dey hear say you talk say make they fast and pray for 100 days for Nigeria. Shey na true? Because this time I want to ask. So if not true, say you talk say more fast for 100 days for Nigeria. You are a stupid person. If not true, say now you talk you no get sense. Adeboye, Pastor Adeboye of Redeem. If not true, say you talk, say More fast for 100 days for Nigeria. You are a stupid person. Yeah. For 100 days, now you go take suffer back to back. Oh, you cool. If not true, say you talk am. Stupid idiot. If not true, say you talk am. Nonsense.
But that's something I will say. Kaye, kakulu fuen. Eroboye ababeboye. He said, Maiyegun, you need to watch your mouth. Thou shalt not touch my anointed. I said, Ogun won't kill you and you are anointed. You know, they say, he's a man of God. I say, who I be? Like when she be. If Eroboye is a man of God, me, I was a child of God when I was little. Because they said that every child is a child of God. Except if they lie to us. The African Wala. Except if they lied to us. As a little boy, I was a child of God. Now that I am now a man, then I'm a man of God. Oh, you want to disagree? Oh, okay. Give me the reason why you disagree that I'm not a man of God, and see how God will punish you, blind you, cripple you. Because I'm a man of God too. So if I am talking about these rogues, right? Your pastorpreneurs, your pulpit bandits, like Eroboye, Oledepo, and the rest of them like that. Oh, God, Odasi, if you don't see yourself as a child of God or a man or woman of God, if you think you are not, I believe I am. Yeah, I am. And if you disagree with that, Ogun will kill you. In the name of Jesus. You don't believe? Eh? The thing here is this. We all know the correlation, the relationship between your criminal politicians and your pulpit bandits, pastorpreneurs. But you may be so blind because of your religious connection. Take offense. And it doesn't really matter. Ogun will still kill you. You understand? However, it will not take out this fact of collaboration to further keep us in control in the name of religion. So why should anybody take offense? Oh, seeking added more, by the way, just in case you are wondering. Here is another one about this Eroboye.
Pastor Adeboye, if fire want to start burning in this country, true, like you said, if true say you see and say fire go burn for this country, now you that fire go first burn. Yes, it go start for you and that your church. It go burn all of Nada. Because you, during Jonathan regime, that was selling fuel less than 200 naira, you came outside to protest with Tinubu and the rest, to hijack this whole thing, to bring these evil people inside. But you now, that same person now, you are telling that your congregation now to fast and pray for Nigeria. They should keep praying. They cannot pray during Jonathan. No. They did not pray. You took action. You brought them out. Come and protest. But now that they are selling for their life don't spoil. They are buying for it. To survive is hard. You cannot tell them to come outside and protest. You cannot bring them now to ask for their rights. You cannot voice out for them. The only thing you are telling them is to pray, fast, pray. But you did not pray during Jonathan. You came outside to come and protest, to join them to hijack the country and put us in poverty. If fire go start for this country, it go start for you. Nonsense. Pastor Ade.
Tell me it's like he lied. He played a very huge role, and they all did, no doubt, they all did, in bringing this evil, murderous Al-Qaeda People's Congress into power and destroy the economy we will still manage. Today, young women, they are all over the place. Yesterday, they were at Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos. looking for miracle husband. Carry me, they go, daddy, carry me, they go, my husband house at the age of 30. Because now there is no, there's no capable men who want to get married anymore. Because most of them are still collecting pocket money from their own parent at the age of 35, 40. Now you don't turn 30. Single. And every crusade, hilo, revival, everywhere, they go there, they scream, carry me, they go, daddy, carry me, they go, my husband dance, carry me, they go.
70 years old man. Jesus is Lord. Jesus. 70 years old man. Jesus is Lord.
Husband house. Which husband house? Your husband, they room and parlor with his parents. Because the economy no smile. Graduates have no business. They have no system, support system. They have no jobs. No thanks to APC. So there's somebody within the fold of a Roboye in Redeem got offended that they had to call the police IG, who is a pastor in RCCG, to go and pick the young man up. So they've kidnapped him for about 3 days now. So this morning, Roboye says, the guy is fulfilling prophecy. Daddy told me that some people are going to misinterpret this, my 100 days fast and prayer. So, and this young man who said what he said is only fulfilling prophecy. Say it on, daddy. 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 Say it on. Continue. But they should let him go. That's the one. That's the part I am pretty much like in agreement with Adeboye. Iroboye. Let the young man go. You power drunk mofos. You have all this security. You have the Heavenly Father. He's got a Heavenly Father that is protecting him, Abi. He's got a heavenly angels that are protecting him. And he also has this security guys who are carrying guns to protect him. So, but somebody with a phone on TikTok is intimidating him. But that's the part I agree with him to say, okay, well, you know what? Let the young man go. Let him go.
So then he says, pay attention. He told us at the beginning of the year that the mockers will become even more active. They will become bolder. They will mock. I heard that there was someone who lambasted me thoroughly because what's my offense? Because I asked my people to fast for 100 days. I didn't ask him. I didn't even ask anybody who is not a member of the Redeemed Center of God to fast. Only my children. Only my children. God said that it will happen. I was told that some people got so angry and they went and arrested the fellow. Release him. He's fulfilling prophecy. For my children, glory ahead. So now he says, pay attention. He told us at the beginning.
Oshoni, Ajeni, Elebologuni, Amanishenini, Afaimanishenini, Wafi Insile. Oshoni.
You won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Whether you believe it or not, the time is coming when you won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Whether you believe it or not.
You won't need a car to travel. Daddy Gio. Anyway, they should release him more. Like Ape Babanla Ole. Eroboye's daddy said they will mock, mockers will mock. And he shouldn't do anything. So they should let him go. So that we can face other things. They should let him go. Somewhere in Benin, Edo States. I don't know what went wrong, right? Until people started screaming, help, leave her, what happened? We have a clip, and they said that it was between the civil defense, police, and and then civilian.
No spray the tear gas, so. Yeah, Joe.
And I get power now. Make it happen. It go happen.
Bros, I better not spray the tear gas for you again, I beg. Not spray the tear gas for you again, no. Not spray the tear gas for you again.
I want to do your own for you.
No, man, not uniform, man.
I want to do your own.
Need my uniform. No. Also, if now, but you go now, you get Lego. You get Lego. You get Lego. You get Lego, anything. No, mama. I respect that. I got to talk to you. Not me who read them. Not me who read them. Also, let me first. Now, yes, my face if you owe me.
You know the person to play with you. If I want to play with you, you go remove me.
Oh, yeah, man, remove me. Man, remove me. Take your phone. Make it remove me.
Anger everywhere. So these guys came to raid the people within the area, and it's like, environmental officers or something. Okay, confiscating people's, wares like their goods and what have you. Everybody is angry. Everybody the para, country hard. You get? So any small thing like talking like, gentlemen or women is completely out of the order. So it's like, that's goes anytime, anger everywhere. And that is just to show to you the state of that contraption right now, every part of Nigeria. If you have seen them in the last few months, you can attest to this. All of you who traveled back to Nigeria in December, you have your own personal stories to share, don't you? Everybody seems to be angry. You may not even be able to understand why they are angry, but you can see it in on their faces and say, why are you looking so stressed? And at the same time, you are looking like, you are angry at something. It is what it is. There is a part of this broadcast which is a question. All right. And I think it is time for me to ask now. All right. And I want to believe that I am not the only person who has been observing this. And I don't like it. If I'm observing something and I keep it to myself, sometimes I'm just, even if it's going to be like a rhetorical kind of a thing, right? Like I'm not expecting a direct answer. Okay. But still, I'm going to ask. Have you observed that since Buari left power in 2023, he has been by himself? This Omobaboni from Niger Republic, this Buari guy, since he left power, he has been by himself. His wife, Aisha, his children, they have not. He's reportedly staying in Daura with his age that they told us that he's like almost 80 now. He's a very old man, but in his house, he's living alone. Few times that politicians have visited him, no member of his family is present. No member of his family. And Aisha, which is Ashishe Buari, a year before, in 2022, Ashishe, no, hang on, was it in 2022? In fact, it was in 2020, during the coronavirus. Ashishe Buari returned from Dubai, if you remember this story. And he and her entourage, when they arrived at the Aso Rock, Tunde Sabitu, personal secretary to Buari, ordered them to go for quarantine. Do you remember? Then Ashishe Buari rejected that. Like, how dare you? Who the hell are you to tell us to go and do quarantine? Are you mad? And it led to a fisticuff. It led to a serious face-off within the villa. That Aisha Buari's aide how to release gunshot, like 3, in the villa, that they had to smuggle the Buari out of the villa for security reasons. I don't know if you remember this story. That was 5 years ago. And since then, that day, they locked this ADC to Aisha. They locked him up. They disarmed him, then they locked him up inside the prison of Aso Rock. And from that moment, Aisha Buari has been living in Dubai. He's been there for nearly 3 years before Buari left power. I don't know if you remember this. Oh, you should remember. I don't even know why I'm asking if you remember. You should remember. This is not, that issue wasn't like a secret. It's open. Until Tinubu paid what we heard was $10 million. Sounds outrageous, Abi. However, you have no idea how much Tinubu spent in buying this presidency. You have no idea. And we are talking about trillions of naira that Tinubu spent to buy Aisha over. She was actually given $10 million. It sounds outrageous to you? It's not. Then she came back to come and campaign for Tinubu. And from what we heard, managed to get Buari, this Buari, to change his mind. That it was more or less like they were dragging him to Tinubu's campaign. And he only appeared just twice throughout all the campaigns, only twice. So the point I'm trying to make here is, I remember when Nnamdi Kanu said, Aisha Buari is sleeping with somebody who is not her husband. There was this post on Instagram, and it was sometimes in 2022 by, what's her name again? Zara Buari. I'm going to put it on the screen. Sorry, I should have, so that as I'm kind of saying it right now, you would have a chance of, just bear with me, okay? So the reason why because this is what I've been asking myself, all right? That Buari is an old man by all definition, okay? He's an old man. And an old man like this who married Aisha to take care of him when he divorced his first wife, Sarah too, right? Married Aisha. Now, Aisha became the first lady of Nigeria, all right? Now that Buari is no longer your president, so how could Buari just suddenly turn to a bachelor that lives alone? So this post was put up in 2020. Said, smiling into 2020 like the one person that is supposed to be in this picture and isn't would have had the biggest, most beautiful smile. My Baba, God bless our parents. Amen. Papa Buari is in the picture. You the mad in Izara. What do you mean, your Baba? The one person that is supposed to be in this picture and isn't, that is not, would have had the biggest, most beautiful smile. My Baba, God bless our parents. I'm not saying anything, oh. And again, I am not insinuating anything. And I'm not expecting a direct answer from anybody. I just wanted to go and think about it. Prince Jejeman will say, one day, they are going to tell you that Buari is dead. And that will be the end of it. They will make sure that you will never see the corpse, or you will see something buried. That will be the end of the whole contract. It's chilling. And honestly, right? Honestly, it calls for some, I put it on MaiyegunSDiary Politico. And some idiots were there to try to come and ask, mind your business. I be on shake me for any. Mind my business. Somebody who came to destroy the lives of millions of people, including the lives of those who are my own mates, trapped in that contraption. You were asking me to mind my business. I'm going to blind you. Buari is my business. Just like Tinubu is my business. Their actions and their inactions touches the lives of people I love, the people that I care about, my own family members too. So they are my business every day until they are held responsible for all of their actions. Something is not making sense to me, and I'm a very inquisitive person. I'm asking now that I bet I am not alone. I am not alone among those who are like, how could an old man with his wife, Ashishe Buari, their children, why would they not be together? Come on, man. He's now living alone. They said, oh, Ashishe Buari is living in Abuja. Okay. She's living in Abuja. And why is that? Why? That Buari doesn't need the care of his own children or family or what have you. I don't understand. That Daura is not conducive enough for a former president and the former first lady to live. I'll leave you to it. So I'm going to take calls, okay? Let's take calls this evening because I know I've not taken any calls in the last few days, okay? So maybe we should tonight. And therefore, I am going to... Oh, I have another one. Look at this. You remember this old man that was assaulted by one supposed king? Well, they found him. This is a skin bleaching mofo that presented himself as a king. All right, assaulting a 75-year-old man for not supporting him or for saying, as he accused him of saying something behind him. His name is Abdusemil Ogunjobi from Ifo, Orile Ifo. So they call him Olorile of Orile Ifo, Oba Abdusemil Ogunjobi. So from what we have heard, he has been arrested and remanded in the correctional center in Ogun State, right? Ilaro, somewhere in Ilaro. So the guy on the right was the guy assaulting an old man, slapping him and all that. So I just thought I should give you an update on that as well, just before we take calls, okay? So I am going to be back in a minute or two. And if you have to go tonight, remember, like this broadcast. All right, like it and share it as well if you haven't, or maybe subscribe to my channel as well if you haven't. Okay, I'm going to be back in a minute or two. Until then, just stay tuned, stay put. Give me a sec. So that works for me. Now, thank you so much for still being around. I have my first caller tonight, and that's our lady, Eugenia or Eugene. How you doing, ma'am?
Yeah, you're right.
How are you?
I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky today. Oh my God.
You are. So am I as well, at least for having you. You know, you are our first scholar this evening. So, and I've actually said a lot as usual. Okay. So you have the option of picking on any on what we have discussed tonight, or something else that you want to share, please.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. But before I go on, let me tell you happy belated birthday, because I've been trying to wish you birthday, but I couldn't get through.
It's better late than never, though. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. Oh, Maiyegun. For a long time now, I've been listening, more especially when we were reading the book of The Blood on the Niger. Yeah, explaining the war, the effects of the war, and everything on the Igbos. And I am so worried, and that explains the reason why Nigerian government removed history from the school curriculum or so. Yeah, because if you as a teacher, you are teaching that history to a child, maybe that child, I can see where a lot of families were wiped out. Maybe that child happens to come from that lineage of community,
like the surviving sibling out of the whole clan.
So I don't know how that child will feel. I don't know how that child will see Nigeria. I don't know how that child would understand Nigerian government. So maybe that is one of the reasons I am thinking that made them to cancel history as a subject or as a
their
course.
greatest undoing for trying to bury all of this, right? To try to bury it so that maybe people won't. That is actually their greatest undoing. If they have, like, for example, right? If they had made it public to teach the atrocities of the war on both sides, right? Maybe people will never want to repeat it again. But unfortunately, they try to bury it.
This government has been evil from day one. This government has been evil from day one.
Honestly.
Saying that they refuse to apologize and they refuse to accept the evil that they kept on doing.
They refuse, though.
Yes, and it is still going on till now.
That is why.
Look at
why it is still going on, ma'am. You see, if to say they had managed to actually keep it in the open, name those who are victims, punish those who are responsible, people would have had closure. You understand? People would have had closure and say, okay, now this will never happen again. That's why it is still happening.
Yeah. That's why it's still happening. And indirectly, if you look at the Igbos, because of all these atrocities, many of them have turned cowards, especially the politicians. They are so evil that all these things they have seen, they have read the stories, they have had the history, they know all these things. Now they are the ones killing the Igbo themselves. Look at what is going on in Anambra State. When I heard that Soludo, that he tried to organize what he called Udoga, I know that that's another means of hunting down the Igbos. If not, if that Ebubago, they see it as a security outfit, why not continue with that? Why not keep on working with that? Why not make that one a system that will safeguard the life of lives and property of the Igbos?
Because look at what happened to protect the Igbos. The intention of Buari was to hunt down the suspected political threats, in which IPOB is one.
Now look at what Soludo is doing. Him and Hope Osodimba, they are now competing. Who will surpass each other by introducing all these deadly outfits, so to say.
Militias.
So all these things. Now look at what happened in Ebonyi State. There is a governor there. There are personnel there that are called themselves government. They were there. The people were slaughtered. The military came in and told them not to do anything. Take everything they have to secure themselves. Then they came in and killed them. And yet we have people who call themselves governors, who call themselves people in authority, this and that. So when will the Igbos be free? When will they be free? The Igbos, the politicians are killing them, the government is killing them, the Fulani is killing them. So where will their succor come from? So all these things that is happening, though, whenever anybody that rises up to talk about for the Igbos, look at Maazi. Maazi is now in, and the Igbos are the ones working against his release.
That's right.
So I don't really know. I don't really know where we are heading to. I don't know where our savior will come from. But I believe that one day, something will happen.
You see,
something will happen.
You know, there's something about putting some of this stuff in public. Okay, it is to let the people know that those who are responsible for all of this, it is to remind them
that
that
you are doing a great teaching. Yeah. You are doing a great job. God bless you, Maiyegun.
Amen.
God bless you. I know that no matter what, one day will come. Even if they kill Maazi, even if they killed many Maazi, will keep on rising up until one day. So yeah. So that's my take. Thank you so much, Maiyegun. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes,
God bless you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers. So indeed, you see, the problem is those who are responsible for this carnage and those who are benefiting from it, they want to keep it that way, right? There is always something to remind them of. The world knows, and they will be held responsible at the adequate or appropriate time. It's no longer like the 60s, as people will say, right? This is no longer 60s or 70s. So now we are not only exposing these atrocities, we are also exposing the people, the collaborators, the people responsible. Remember that. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Baba.
This is Kola calling from Canada.
Sake from Canada. How are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. You know,
yes, sir.
This history we are talking about, you know, if you make some wrongs in the past, and we need to a serious country will learn from it, and in order to make everybody happy, then they look at where they are wrong and make some corrections. Look at Canada. If you go and read the history of Canada, what they did to the First Nation, the indigenous people, later they came out and they apologized to the indigenous people for what they've done to them. And then at least there are some things, there are some concessions the Canadian government made to those indigenous people to let them just to pacify them, to let them forget, put what has happened behind them. Then these Southeast politicians, they are very smart, and they are banking on this, as we always say it, Stockholm syndrome of our people. So you see, these people, they know what they are doing. Tomorrow now, if let's say there is a political, there is a power change or there is a political realignment, these same people, they will realign with the supposed enemies of Igbo land. You see, those people, they forget what they've done in the past.
Exactly.
Something, and by that time, they will be their hero. Something like so. They know what they are doing. Then let me talk about the other. That time you did one program about Sultan saying Satan and what Sultan says
disappointed the Yorubas for rejecting Sharia.
Yorubas that we are not we are no more tolerant. You know, I was discussing with one I had a discussion with one retired general, is a Yoruba man. He said Sultan knew what he was saying. You know, Sultan said that when the military was handing over, Abu Salam and his co-criminals, you know, they did not the constitution they are using now, they sat down somewhere and they made the constitution. They introduced Sharia into because if you look at the 1966 or 9 and 1979 constitution, there is nothing like
nothing
Sharia.
like no.
Sharia in it. Even during the 1979 constitution, when they were calling for paper, this what they normally do, this public opinion about
white paper submission, something like
white
that.
paper or something like that.
Everywhere.
MK Abiola was one of the ROS of Sharia at that time that they should introduce Sharia. But this Chief Imam Baba, this man Imam Sheikh Adam Agege, the man that owned Morikas, called Abiola that this Sharia you are fighting, are you fighting it for yourself or you are fighting for the Muslim? He said for the Muslim. Baba told Abiola, it's not possible in Yoruba land because we are multi-religious region. That forget about it. It's not possible. That was how they shaped the idea. But because they knew because they went through the back door and introduced the Sharia,
and they call it 1999 constitution.
The Yoruba, our leaders then, they knew what was coming. They knew that they knew what they were doing, but because they wanted to be president, all these Falayes demand that this man, Falaye and the one they killed, Bola Gaze, they say because they were blindfolded with power.
They were not blind. You know what they said back then, sir? They said, let the military, let's accept what they gave us and let the military go back to the barrack first. And then we are going to introduce what is like going to be ours. That never happened.
Because that's just it. Now, because the people they tolerated that Sharia. Something like that time. Now they know they are surprised that the Yoruba will now wake up today and say they don't want Sharia. That's the meaning of their Yorubas were tolerant because we have been taking rubbish. We've taken rubbish from them since.
I know. And they haven't seen anything, though. They haven't.
Yes, now, what happened is that,
you see,
as I read it,
what happened now is that the main people who are even against their political Sharia, they are Muslims in Yoruba land.
Yes, I'm a Muslim. I'm a Muslim, and we have told them that we don't want Sharia.
We don't want political Sharia.
So we don't want it because we've been practicing our religion peacefully and in the Yoruba land, and nobody there is nothing like harassment or disturbing Muslim from practicing their religion. I don't know, but these people, they just want to use that Sharia so that even let me tell you something. If they ask those Southwest League of Imam and Afas, if they ask them to come and vote, 60 to 70% of them will vote against Sharia in the Southwest because the religious fanatics, we call them all those Alakatakiti fanatics, all those Alusunos, so they are looking for something a law to because they have those fanatics, they have problem with the normal all those Southwest imams, our Southwest are fast because they see them as that they are half-baked religious clerics.
They are not really Muslims.
So really something like that. So they are looking for a law so that if those people if they come with one ideology and those people say no, this ideology we can't take it, they will now use that Sharia to gag them or something like that. They are looking for something to gag them. That's why I say even if they bring it out today, all those Afas imams in the Southwest, they are even look at what the Mudir Morikas said about. He said the man has sponsored his own objection to it.
I mean that's what the thing about us, the Yorubas, right? And it's kind of surprising to some of them, like how. I mean, imagine somebody who is from Sokoto telling us that Yorubas are not allowed to practice their Islamic religion. Like, are you mad? Ni Satan of Sokoto? Okay. Which Yorubas are you talking about? Sake.
See, my prayer for
yes, sir.
My prayer for Nnamdi Kanu is that let him regain his freedom and live. You know, as you said something to the other time that some people are expecting you to come to Nigeria. You know, don't be an hero to Nigerians, because Nigerians are not worth fighting for. That's why let Kanu regain his freedom and leave them for. You know, his children are still young. The children, they need something like, because Nigerians are not worthy. They don't want Danny for. That's my problem with Nigerians.
Okay, thank you. Let me take another one. It's been a pleasure hearing from you again, Baba. You have a very good one. Okay, thank you, sir. That is a Sake from Canada. K from Canada. It's a K. I have another caller on the line. Hello there.
Thank you very much. Long time.
Mazi, how you doing, Baba?
We are okay, thank you. We are always watching. We are watching. We're still online, booking you. Still commenting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I wish you still happy birthday, my brother.
Oh, thank you so much, Mazi. Thank you very much. Please.
Yes, we wish you well.
This conversation, it's been an intense one.
Yes, where I want to start is a Soludo. According to you,
yes,
now really Soludo.
It is the wise in it. It be Mumuman. Now he's trying to pretend I want to protect the Anambrarians, right? Or in the same way, you are harming militias who are targeting innocent people, and you think you are actually doing the right thing.
You're looking for native doctors, but you hire native doctors from North. You hire native doctors from all places.
To come and arrest and then
native
doctors in Anambra.
Bring another native doctors to come. Now you're searching the people's house. Look at a professor. Look at where I'm tired for Nigeria. Look at a professor believe in those projects. He believes. He's searching people's house. See a professor. When this stupid man come, people call him solution. I say, who is the solution? This is a normal Nigeria criminal. No matter place you go, be the Nigeria person come outside. When they carry and come to that Nigeria, that system will corrupt the person. That head, they will remove that something that is in head, put that Nigeria system in his head. This is what is happened. That country, nothing, nobody can manage Nigeria. Even Jesus, if Jesus comes from heaven, Jesus can never manage Nigeria. It's just like foundation. When foundation is rotten, it's rotten. You do not lay the foundation good. Foundation that you don't lay good, he start to building house. How can that foundation stand the house? He can't.
You want to make something?
Nigeria problem is foundation.
Are we going to import the people that are going to be different from the same Nigerians?
Tell me, my brother. Just tell me. The foundation is very rotten from the beginning. So that's why we are talking about everybody to go their own. The people will start to lay another foundation, but this is what the people are not understanding. The system is very rotten from the independence until today. It's rotten. So when we started another new thing, people will lay the foundation, another new beginning of something. But the people don't understand. This is why, that's why I'm tired for Nigeria. They don't understand these things. It's just like your father lay foundation is not good. You start from the father. What you will do? Destroy that foundation. Start beginning to lay another good foundation to get your something to new generation coming. But Nigerians don't understand. Everybody talking new Nigeria, new Nigeria. That's why I'm trying for them.
When they complain, say the structure depends.
Yeah? It depends.
Say, I'm gonna look at the structure. This house bend you. But you are happy to continue to build story building on this faulty foundation.
Tell me, my brother.
How long is it going to last before everything collapses?
Tell me. That's the problem. That's the problem we have in that country. The foundation is very wrong. And nobody can build in a wrong foundation.
No.
We need to start. Everybody go their own. Go manage your criminal. Put your law. Put your new foundation. The criminal will know. It's just like China. When China want to change, China was suffering in 70s, 60s. Yep. When they want to change, they destroy the old foundation. Let the new. They new foundation. Start it again. Put their law. If you take small money for China, they will hang you. Saudi Arabia, all those countries you see, them put their law, them have old foundation before, them destroy the foundation. Dubai, everybody want to go. For Dubai destroy old foundation, lay new foundation. The country stand. They lay new foundation. That time we are talking about Dubai, all of them, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, all of them were together before. But everyone go their way. Then just give every religion their own freedom. Go and build their way. Everybody started in a new foundation. This is how the life works. Even India was together with the Kashmir, all of them together before.
Pakistan, no, yes. Singapore, all these Pakistan, they had to go different ways.
Wait, these people was the British put them as a giant animal before. For them understand, this giant did not get meaning. To people, the other people without foundation, them destroy the foundation. Everybody go their way. Go and lay another new foundation. These people are making way today. Singapore, Malaysia, all of them was together. But they destroy it. Everybody go their way. Those countries are building up. But Nigeria want to die. They want to die for nonsense. Well, British people for them. See that woman that is talking. That's why every day they are attacking that Yoruba woman. That woman know what he's talking. He's talking by experience. That country need to destroy. The woman is a Yoruba. Nobody is a Nigeria. The woman is a Yoruba.
I'm a Yoruba.
It's like I'm talking now. I'm Igbo. I'm not a Nigeria.
You are Hausa. This one is Tifi. That one is Berom. This one is Igala. Everybody knows where they come from.
Yes. Nobody is a Nigeria. Even those criminals. All of them know where they come from. Tinubu before, look at Tinubu, a criminal. Tinubu believe in Nigeria before. Not Tinubu tell them people say he don't believe in Nigeria.
He didn't believe in Nigeria. He want Nigeria.
But today he don't believe. He don't believe in Nigeria because
they call them emergency lover of Nigeria. Now they are all loving Nigeria. Give them, see, if people last year 2031, watch all these guys begin to call for Yoruba nation again. The woman Yoruba is not there again. You see these mofos, the emergency lover of Nigeria now. They begin to say, man, we need to break up this country because everybody is waiting for their own turn. Now, turn by turn.
That's everything. This is problem. Everybody. This is the way. This is a standby thief. They are waiting to thief their own. Everybody is coming to thief.
Waiting for Soludo.
Yes, see Soludo. Soludo don't believe in Nigeria.
He doesn't.
Why Soludo don't believe? Soludo was calling people, reading book, IPOP, right? Talking about Biafra to take Biafra.
Soludo actually had to use his purported support for the IPOB for his election. I remember that one.
Yes.
He was even telling people in Anambra that he will use his power to get Nnamdi Kanu released. He went there. When everybody could see Nnamdi Kanu, he went to see him, took pictures. And today he's saying that Nnamdi Kanu is release of Nnamdi Kanu doesn't guarantee peace. So it doesn't matter anymore.
Wow. This was a selfish human being. These people are very selfish people. I never see in my life. Soludo is a criminal. He's a habitual criminal. You see that any professor that believe in native doctor is a criminal. Soludo is a big criminal. As you see him, he's working with Asra Tukumbo, killing in people, killing innocent people.
Militias. Give them guns and dark clothes and tell them to go after your own citizens. Really?
You know what you do? The FPC want, this is a political game. FPC want to take Anambra State. FPC want to take it by all force.
They have
so now he wants to now play that is working.
And now
he wants to dance the tool of FPC. Purpose of them not calling him. See, if you don't want to do this state, start doing what I'm doing. This is the plan game. We are the problem now. They're strong now. Imo State is their border. Imo State border with the Anambra border. This is where two of them are collecting. What push of them man to Soludo? This is the place where two of them is collecting. It's two of them now is doing this thing, taking security money, taking money from the government. They have told him, even after this tenor now, he will come to APC. This is what he do. Them now have told him, see what he will do. If you don't want APC to take the government, take Anambra State. This is the game that he's doing now. We know everything. Don't mind this, but let them keep deceiving themselves. Nigeria will never, nobody can repair Nigeria.
And no
Nigeria's solution is everybody go their way. Nobody. We stop this. We stop deceiving ourselves. That's why I hate something that I hate in Nigeria. We are good to deceiving ourselves. Ourselves. How can somebody deceive himself? Oh, my brother.
It is well. God bless you, Mazi. Thank you so much.
My brother. God bless you too.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
It's good to hear from you again. Thank you. Now I have another caller on the line, and that is the emoji, the same emoji. Hello there.
Good evening, my brother. I would like to calm down. I would like to calm down. I would like to calm down because since 2 days I was confused. I was not even
was like on fire. So maybe you can be that.
I just have only 2 things, you know. But you don't know what you're doing, you know. I don't know. Maybe you think that you're broadcasting and people are listening. You don't know what you're doing. You know, when Soludo demolished that hotel, I begin to ask myself, okay, you saw 30 graves in this hotel today. The next day you brought it down. Are you telling me that big building, there's no one single person that is in that hotel drinking 1 bottle of beer, no housekeeper, no receptionist? Till today, we've not heard about the owner of that hotel.
No.
Soludo and his gang, they just destroyed evidence. And I felt that the person leading that gang, maybe he has gone back because everybody in Nigeria is potential criminal. He has gone back to give information. We are coming, we are doing this, so clear everything. How can you come there? We didn't see any band that they sold that place. The next day, under 24 hours, is demolition. No single one person in a hotel, no gate man, no even dog, no generator, nothing.
Just so they destroyed us. It's a criminal's den. The guy has they found guns, and the guy has a shrine in the hotel. Then he has a graves. And if you have graves, I expected you to have told us that you exhumed some bones. Have you not been waiting for inside grave with that?
Yes, at least do forensic lab test now. So
who are these people missing?
Who are these people?
And we don't.
How many people are here?
Can you get?
You know, so another one, Maiyegun. You know, you posted about this issue of Buari being a bachelor, being a lonely man.
Yes.
At least, if Buari is old, Buari has children.
Yep.
If the wife doesn't like him anymore, at least once, there must be a beloved child that always come to visit the father. That means we need to think about it very well.
You get
that one gone.
Another
one.
One
guy called in one day.
They still a day together. Sure, you get. You know me say na every day they share they sleep for Bayelsa. Sure, you get. It's mostly in Port Harcourt, but there is no time you go Bayelsa. Say you won't go visit Jonathan when you don't go see wife.
You don't go see wife.
Or thieves adopted children around him. Right?
Exactly.
Same thing to Obasanjo. As Obasanjo get estranged children, so right, you go still see Obasanjo with some of his children for Abeokuta. This one they leave alone.
Yeah. And I saw when you posted it. I saw the comment section. People were like, "This is the problem." You know, with this type of mentality, Fulani will take Nigeria. You see another thing again. Yorubas, please, no matter what, don't allow this Sharia. Fight with your blood. Because Igbos, they are killing us today. But we know our enemies. We are scared about Hausa people. We are scared about Fulanis. The ones they are using to kill us now is our coward politicians. We know them. If they go out of power today, there's one thing a lot of Igbo people don't know. But I have to say it now. Igbo people are the most brutal. They are most brutal people in Nigeria. Tribe. They don't forgive. They don't forget. Those people, we have what they call kindred. We have inside the kindred. We have village. We have community. We have kindred. Those people, those politicians you see now, all the bad things they are doing, nobody's forgetting it, and nobody will forgive them. No matter how rich you are.
About with serious security, like they are going to.
They will run away. they will run away. They can never come back to their kindred anymore. People will hunt them at their old age when they will forget everything they did. So Yoruba now, what they want to use now, they want to use Yoruba because I've lived in Lagos for almost 4 years before I come to abroad. Yoruba people, they have Christian. There's no family that doesn't have Christian and is Muslim. They celebrate everything together. And when they establish this conflict now, family will kill their family. It's just like what they did to Hausa people. So for certain of Sokoto coming out to talk, that man doesn't come out to talk anyhow. He always comes when they want to achieve something. Then you see this one, I saw another video and you narrated it very well. Maiyegun, you're doing a lot. You're making my brain open very well. You see that picture, they were shouting, we don't get them, we don't get all those boys in black. Those boys 100% go and listen to their voice. We don't need any forensics test. Those guys are from Asari Dokubo.
No doubt.
You see, today now we saw the outcome. They killed an innocent person. They took his cylinder gas. They said it's for bomb. Now the family is now. If that boy is a bad person, you will never see amount of that gathering in front of their house. We are the Igbos. We don't support bad things. We know the bad ones. We know the good ones. For them to see that gathering in front of their house, if that guy is a bad person, you can never see anybody there.
No.
So now Soludo is using people to hunt Igbo youth down. They are killing since 2015. Buari came in. They have killed more than 2 million Igbo youth. If anything happened to Nigeria today, who are the people? Who are the agile people that are going to defend them? They have money. They cannot do it. You see what happened in Abakaliki. So these people, I don't know the type of card they are playing with people's life. People they say they are their own. So if Nigeria divides today, we know them. We are going to hunt them down. We know all of them, Maiyegun. Thank you so much.
Stay safe, Baba. You have a good one, okay? And here is another caller on the line. And I kind of want to believe that this is my one name, Osita. One name.
One name,
the number.
When I say one day, people don't understand. The meaning is that you are a sweet brother. Trust
Thank you
me.
so much. Osita. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. I just came in. I didn't start the program, but I say that the Soludo is the cause of one of the subject matter.
Part of the broadcast this evening. It's part of the topic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the subject matter because he has been trending for the past 1 month right now. Anyway, the truth of the matter is that Soludo is only acting on the script that they use in Nigeria. And what is the script? When you know you are losing power, then the next thing you do is to try to organize a militia. What you're saying Soludo is doing is the militias that will fight for him during the course of the election. That is what you are saying. He has raised the private militia so that because he knows
around
Anambra state is a peculiar state. You remembered what happened during the time of Ngige.
That's right.
How a governor could be kidnapped in his own state, where he's supposed to be the chief security officer of the state, but they kidnapped him in his own state.
That's right.
Anambra state is the state that has the highest number of, when they say billionaires in naira, I'm not talking about dollar, I cannot say that, but when you talk about billionaires in naira, when naira was strong even, Anambra state is the state that can produce the highest number of multi-billionaires. So what you're saying now, if you go there and or you happen to know somebody that lives there, you'll find out that he is so very, very much unpopular.
And it's a total disappointment because those who called him solution back then is a disappointment. No. Go on.
It was not only a disappointment to Anambrarians or to the Igbo nation. He's a disappointment to the whole of Nigeria because believing the first time that we're seeing somebody who occupied the Central Bank of Nigeria, the highest monetary body in Nigeria, somebody who said he's the Harvard trained, somebody who claimed to be a professor. it connotes with what you talked about, that the highest criminals who we have in our land today, in that contraption called Nigeria, that the highest criminals are those educated ones.
They are the most dangerous, educated Nigerians.
Because if you look at who is going to help you to rig the election, who will call the
professors, university professors,
election result is the professors. When you now go to the judiciary that was supposed to stand for the common man, who do you see there too? It is still the professors, the ones that are more and more educated. And if you want to see the one that will come out and back up a failing government or a criminal government, somebody like Wale Soyinka, you will still see is a professor. So not only the Anambrans were disappointed in him, Nigeria as a whole was disappointed in him, thinking the fact that, oh, this is a professor, maybe all these things he quotes, all this data, all these numbers that he quotes while talking as a CBN governor, maybe he will replicate it in Anambra State, and maybe Anambra State will turn to Dubai overnight. And at the end of the day, it didn't happen.
Anambra, Japan. I remember it was like it was going to turn Anambra to Japan of Nigeria.
I traveled to Nigeria last year. And we wanted to take the second Niger bridge, because I went to Asaba, so there's not going to be flight between Asaba and where I come from in Imo State. So I had to pick up an Uber driver. The Uber driver picked me, and I told him I don't want to go through this second Niger bridge. If you go through the second Niger bridge, I won't be able to see anything as regards to Onitsha, which is the entrance of Anambra State, which is the commercial hub of Anambra State, which is supposed to be the beauty of that state. And trust, the guy said, okay, we moved. We went through the first Niger bridge, the River Niger bridge. And when we got there, I was so disappointed, and I said to myself, is this where a professor actually leads? So you will find out that he failed in everything, and he knows that the only relevance that he will get is to act this script that is acting. Worst come to worst, he will bargain with APC, give me the state, and later on I could decamp to your this thing, or I will do all your
people for a second term.
Yeah, or I'll do all the biddings in the states whereby I'm going to give you the presidency. And it's a straight bargain. He will do the same thing that Wike did in
and then they would have had this private militia then, who have already spread their terror across the states. Because their modus operandi, by the way, Osita, is to eliminate all the political threats. And all they have to do is just call them, tag them something. And it's like a license to kill. That's how they operate in that place, man.
Yes, and that is exactly what he's doing now. So it is not just a case that, that maybe, but he knows he has failed even himself and failed his family. So, but one thing that the previous caller said, the truth to the reality, Fulanis will say they don't forget and they don't forgive. But you see, in Igbo land, according to that guy, what he said was the truth.
It's similar to the Igbos too, when it comes to the betrayers, right?
Similar to Igbo. And why it is worse in the Igbo land, why people don't understand is that, because one thing about the Igbos is that we deal with our own first. I come from your neighboring village. They would tell us, that village will tell us that don't put your mouth in this case. We will handle him. You see where he comes from, that place where he comes from, he will amount to nothing. They will burn him aground. Why? Because the reason ours is different is that we believe in Igbo land, that there's something that we say that Uba Nefefe. In the sense that you alone, you can never be the champion forever. It rotates. This thing rotates.
A tree doesn't make a forest. No.
A tree doesn't make a forest. And that is the reason. After his governorship, this is his last turn. He's not going to be the president of Nigeria. It's not possible.
No.
But after this, his governorship, his village, the clan where he comes from, they will come after him. He should go and ask Hope Uzodinma. as a sitting governor who has not been to his state where he comes
his
from.
own community. That's right.
His own community. He has not been there. Hope Uzodinma is busy in Imo State right now. Things that you've not done before. You are now bringing contractors so that they can talking to NDDC contractors so that they can do these roads within the Onu senatorial district where he comes from, thinking that people are going to forgive him. People are never going to forgive him because they know that that money is the common wealth. It's
like
not his money.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. All right, somebody who came from Olu, right, district, like you said. Yeah. Then you unleash terror on your own senatorial district, including your own community, picking up the youth in your community. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Oh. Like you are unleashing terror on your own people. Like
if I give you the history of what is happening there, truth to the matter is that what actually happened is that all his life, when he was a private citizen, when he was doing all the nonsense that he does,
when they were doing their 419 business.
Yes, when he was doing his streetman business, that's his particular home. He has ever built that house. He has ever built that home for a very long time. He couldn't complete it. That's the reason they call him uncompleted project. He could be listening.
Now he's a billionaire now. I mean.
No, he could be listening right now. He didn't complete that project. He completed that project when he became, to an extent, when he became a senator. After the senatorial thing, he became a governor. That was when he finished that project. And that project was run aground, burnt down.
Burnt down, I remember.
All he said to himself that he will not forgive them. But he will not forgive them. You thought it's all about killing. When you're saying that he's killing people in Imo State, the people he's killing is his own clan, his own people.
This is not even like say, okay, they are randomly picking people up elsewhere. Olu is the centerpiece of his terror. He brought soldiers in, right? Baba, they were dropping bomb in Olu.
In Olu, bomb.
Nigerian Air Force were dropping bomb on villages in Olu. I'm like, what the heck?
So people don't understand where all these things are coming from. So he is so pained, but even if you are so pained, are you going to be pained in what you know you can recollect? Even somebody was close to him, went to meet him. This thing is not on newspaper. Went to meet him and told him that, guy, this is not the way to do this thing.
No.
If you've wronged your people, go back to them and tell them that you are so sorry. And have a rethink on how you are going to do this thing, because you're not going to be there forever.
No.
Right now, it is done on him that he has some few days left. Right now. And that's the reason he's going back to Olo.
It worked for him, Osita. It worked for him. Remember that they had to rig the election in the most brazen way when the accredited vote, the total vote is far more than the accredited voters. And he got the Supreme Court to reconfirm him. Remember, in this he said, but before that, right, he has already unleashed the terror on his people. It is his squad from the Tiger Base in Owerri. They've spread all over the state, kidnapped people, tortured them, tortured those they could torture to death. They were dropping people, dead bodies in the river in Imo State. And then, when the election came, he was able to declare himself winner. You understand? So I think that's what he sold. The idea is sold to Soludo right now.
The only thing I made people to understand, whom I know that is around the circle, is that I made them to understand one simple fact. The simple fact that I made him to understand, if you take it anywhere spiritually, both biblically and otherwise, you see when you use pure human blood, that blood doesn't forgive.
No.
Especially the innocent ones. He doesn't forgive. After, he would think he will hand over to somebody in Imo State who is going to protect him. But that is where I told him, even if he brings his mother to come and be the governor of Imo State, that is when his problem will start. He should go and ask Wike. He should go and ask Wike. The truth about Wike's case is that Wike was able to bargain with Nigeria. He couldn't bargain with Nigeria. Wike was able to bargain the seat of the presidency with what he had. But so at the end of the day, the presidency is protecting
temporary protection now.
Yes, temporary protecting Wike. But in his own case, He doesn't have the opportunity to bargain with Imo State, with Nigeria, the seat of throne in Abuja. So when you don't have it, the presidency will never, as far as I'm concerned, they will never protect him.
Time shall tell. Osita, thank you so
This
much.
thing that you don't even understand. I wish that people who knows him are watching this program, or he is watching this program, so that you can hear a candid advice from me that he has no place to hide when the time comes. It's a promise.
Osita, it's really great to hear from you too again, okay? Thank you so much.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of the evening, okay? That's a good one. So I have Sir Akins on the line. However, I also need to remind us that, you see, if you haven't really liked the broadcast, this will be the best time to, okay? Because we only have just about, let me see, I think we only have just about 20 minutes to go, I think. So use it now, and I will be forever grateful to you. Hello, sir.
Maiyegun General.
Baba.
Kale Obami.
Good evening, sir. Kale. Good
evening.
I know.
I've been calling severally, but as usual, very busy. And thank God for everything. Congratulations in arrears. Anyway, I've done my own donation. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Yes. America.
Oh yeah, Baba. I've been like so preoccupied with that too. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm going to Texas too. For a holiday, for 2 weeks holiday.
Maybe when is that? This month or when?
This month. I'm going on the 13th.
No, you're not.
13th of February. Yeah.
Is that right? On Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Don't say no more, okay? But we shall see how it plays out, right? You know, because imagine two of us kind of like for the first time of meeting, we are meeting at the airport in Texas, in Houston. How like it's gonna be one of the things you'll be like, this is like the most unexpected meetup. So don't say no more, sir. So we shall still in Texas again. Like we're all going to be in Texas together.
No problem. The Cowboys. This Cowboys big cap, you know.
Oh yeah, like you are already preparing for. I haven't started preparing for what I'm going to like dress like. But yeah, I think I'm going to begin to think of that now.
Okay. Thank God for giving you a human being with a right mind like you. I know nobody is perfect, but you are doing a very good job, judiciously well. And I thank God I've met people like you, people that have a clean heart, and that can speak the truth and walk the truth and dare any consequence. Because it's not easy telling the truth or telling people how they feel or what you feel. And that is how it is. And you are consistent. Your consistency is what makes you have a lot of people around the world. And I told you last year that you are going somewhere, 2 years ago, and you are going bigger and bigger. And God will make you to be bigger by the grace of Almighty God. That reminds me, there was this your friend, Irumole. I haven't heard of him for a long time.
Well, he's probably not just lucky to call in. He's always in touch. And he's probably watching right now as well.
Okay, please send me word to him. Listen, Irumole, he has been a very good contributor to this Yoruba Union this thing. And I
bless you, Baba.
Say this thing several times. And I do too. So my regards to her too. Maiyegun, I saw something in virtually, and I keep telling you, it's not I'm praising you, but I'm telling you what you are. I have seen you have changed a lot of things about me. And I wanted to go and do my master before, but I don't need to do it because even the way I talk now, people always see me in a different form. And I can see, you are just like a glass. I can see through. You make me, I mean, you make my life to be like a glass. I can see through anything what people, somebody want to say, body language, and all this. And this added to my customer services awareness before. It broadens it, and I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I can see that in our people that Nigerians have no more empathy or sympathy or emotion in whatever they are doing again. People have lost their mind. That government has made people to lose their mind, and now they are now been subjected to this Stockholm syndrome ideology. They don't. People. I can just see when these political criminals, maybe when they come home and people how they welcome them, people that are killing you, destroying you, and how they let go the people worshiping
because they see themselves in them. You see, all these criminals that we are talking about, they are the reflection of the people themselves. That's why sometimes people, well, all the time people say that people deserve the leaders that they get. You get us? Because what happens is that they see themselves in these leaders. When they look at them as evil as they are, some of those who are their victims, the people, sometimes they actually long for their own opportunity that maybe one day, maybe one day me too, I will become a senator. Maybe one day me too, I will become a governor. And everybody will be standing up for me like this. Everybody will be bowing for me. Everybody will be like, you get? So because of that, they do not see how much of a victim they are. And sometimes they see themselves as, part of the guests who want to actually dine. Not knowing that they were at the menu on the table that these guys are feeding on. So that's the problem. They see themselves in them. That's why you see a lot of them, they will be praising, Akobi, Omolodo there. Because to them, this person didn't go to any real school. He was a drug dealer. Then he became a governor. He became a president. He say, no matter what the life I am living right now, I could be a governor. I could be president. So it doesn't matter anymore. That is the problem, sir. Genuinely.
So what they were always doing, just like what this singer that I don't even like, Kwamwan, when he say Ganusi, and you see people, they become a beggar. I told you about 2 years ago when I went home to my hometown in Ikale, Ondo State.
That's right.
How the young ones become a beggar. Become a beggar. I don't, Yoruba people were very proud. I'm sorry, I don't mean to insult other tribes, but where I come from, we see that if you are a beggar, it seems maybe you are sick, or maybe your family has become.
To go out and beg for help is something that people have to say, man, like some people would rather die than beg. No anymore.
Yes. No. So all those kind of things, these are the things that have messed us up in that country. And the next one is that, the guy that lambasted Baba Deboye, I think it's a sign of people, the young one waking up, see the immorality in the imams, in the pastors, in the prophets, the lies, the way they look at Adeboye RCCG that produced the likes of all these political liars. Like I was very surprised that Igbetokun was a pastor,
a redeemed pastor,
a liar, a certificate forger, an age forger too at the same time, and you call yourself a pastor. Baba,
I don't see anything wrong in it.
I don't know Buko, because this thing is becoming this thing, and people are becoming angrier and are becoming bold now to tackle some of these criminal leaders. The way they talk to them, even look at the man that is fighting this road safety cop. Before you dare not, People now challenging police. People now say, okay, what you do? Okay, you won't kill us.
Aggressive.
So little by little, little by little, this APC, Egbekegbe, they will lead, they will kill themselves, they will destroy themselves to the extent we just have, all we can do is just pick them up on the street and throw them into the fire.
You get
because
that now. They said when your enemy is destroying himself, don't save him.
Just stand by.
Just let him
stand by and watch them killing themselves. So after they have killed themselves, then the remaining one will go there and pick them up. Before they go to hell, we put them in the hellfire in this life before they go to hell.
Exactly.
You see?
Baba.
So the next one, Baba, Buari, you said is alone. It's not alone, no. Baba, the man they sleep with his pepper and the cows.
You know, it's like a nomad who is staying with his cows. It's unproductive cows, but they are pretty much many now. From 150 cows to over maybe 10,000 cows now.
These cows have been castrated, they don't get gula again. And I should say, Buari has to run away because the gula know they work again.
Like, he's an old man, he needs to take care of his wife. Like, I'm so surprised that, I mean, let's forget everything else, okay? Like, come on, man. You will stay with your husband. I mean, sorry, she would have to stay with her husband. So if she's not, something is just not right. Sincerely, something is not right.
At least Buari is a very rich man, an ex-head of state, an ex-president. At least he got all the immunities. So he can shag as many as possible. But I'm sorry to be using that language, but if you like the man will not work again.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Except if it's not the real Buari. That is why they said that if he said the Jibrin al-Sudani is younger than what he looks like, as has been postulated before. But however, even taking out the shagging part, sir, right? Is an old man that needs his family around. Why are they not? That's something everybody should ordinarily feel concerned about, right?
At least his grandchildren should be there.
Why?
He should be a grandfather now.
Sir?
He should be a grandfather by now because the grandchildren, they're always proud of their grandfather. So where are they? Baba, that is the only thing. Maybe the man, I told you, he's sleeping with his kwekwe and his cow. Well, and then please, I pray for that Nnamdi Kanu be released by the grace of Almighty God. All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, let Shure continue to hold their blockers and fry it in the fry pan.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice day,
you have a very
Please like this program.
Nice one.
Please like this program. Like this program.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay. So that's Sir Akins right there from England. Put it that way. So I am supposed to call it a night. Our time is now fast spent. 3 hours is up. Okay, we'll be up once I put this out. Okay. But let me take this. And I am going to have to ush this.
Hello. Maiyegun.
Baba.
It's Olu from Canada.
Olu. How are you this afternoon? Because I know it's afternoon towards evening in Canada right now. How are you doing, sir?
That's right. It's around after 6. Well done. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, sir. Please.
Thank you for all you. I just want to quickly say something. I hate to take us back, but
go on, please.
You see, the worst thing that ever happened to the Yoruba people was what the politicians, people like Tinubu did. They gaslighted a lot of Yorubas, especially those of us in diaspora, the Yoruba nation, just to grab power. It saddens me that I kind of sit down. I'm a Yoruba from Egba. I'm Egba. And I'm ashamed of somebody like
independence before you are forced back to Nigeria.
I'm ashamed of somebody like Obasanjo, and I kind of I kind of feel what Awolowo went through. Yoruba
Yoruba of a betrayer that Awolowo suffered, truly.
In fact, That guy wanted to bring real change. Real change. Imagine if he had been live president from when we got independence up until he passed away, the kind of achievements that country would have. But Yoruba Burugon, I want Yoruba Gon Golo and Jin Koti, but don't say why you Yoruba Burugon. People like Obasanjo, especially when people are miseducated. A large majority of people like Soludo, who claims to be a professor, miseducated. They are just miseducated fellows. Americans, they have their foundation. No matter how things go wrong with people like Trump, they will always go back to their founding fathers. They will always go back to the template their founding fathers set for them, and they will never move away from that template. But what template do we have? What do we have to fall back on?
See, this one that they've messed up with our identity anyway. Now we're having identity crisis, left, right, and center. People are denying their own ancestral connection just because they want to belong to this.
So, Maiyegun, the only thing that can save us is to go back to our template. We have to go back to that template of our founding fathers. What did they want for us? What did people like Awolowo want for people who meant well? The Igbos. What did your founding fathers, what did your fathers want for you? Prior to independence, even after independence, the Middle Beltans, everybody must go back. And it's just unfortunate. I don't
understand why people are so afraid of trying that out.
I'm at a loss myself.
And you wanted a different result. Who does that?
I'm at a loss myself. And this same democracy is what the white people have thrived on. They built their civilization, but ours is just a corrupted form. It's a form that I don't know. I don't know what else to say, but unfortunately, Yoruba land as it is right now, it brings tears to my eyes when I think of the kind of situation we find ourselves.
Where did we have this detour that now is leading us to this Golgotha, to this ruin? Where did we miss the turn? And look at where we are now.
Thank you for all you do, Maiyegun. Thank you.
Thank you too. Okay, and thanks so much for stopping by as usual. Okay, stay safe. Have a good one, sir. Now this is where we're going to draw the curtain. And thank you so much to every one of us, every one of you who has been part of this conversation, those who started with us and those who stayed to this moment. I appreciate you, and as you appreciate me. So I'm going to see you again, even though we are all looking forward to what Binta Nyako has to say, or what our plan is on Monday. So until then, right, just stay tuned to MaiyegunsDiary Politico. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I am going to see you again. So until then, just never stop watching. Maiyegun, good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. MaiyegunDiary Diary Politico. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ o, làwa mọ̀ dódódódó.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Allow the two children to have the budget. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mind. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo, Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo, Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo, Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This one not the off in mind. Oh, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. And in the touchlight every corner. Oh, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo, Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo, Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnrakì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Hello there, brethren. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are.